a.m. Central Time this morning.
He's ready.
First out of the hatch today will be NASA astronaut Anne McClain. She'll be wearing the spacesuit with the red stripes.
We are going to be stepping into the procedures. So with that, and your first step is to open the hatch thermal cover.
Copy. I'll be opening the thermal cover, and I do see 6 lines visible on the AET.
Copy those.
And I'll be stowing it on the ring.
Good words. Once the thermal cover is open, you'll egress the airlock and turn your HECA on.
Copy. Right, it is stowed back onto the ring, and I still see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We copy.
And the thermal cover is now open.
EV1 is partially out of the airlock. HECA is on.
Copy, and HECA is on. You're going to start by attaching your anchor hook to the aft airlock external D-ring.
Okay, that should work.
And vapor for you as you wait.
Vapor.
And then once you have your anchor hook, Vapors is going to go on the forward airlock external D-ring. And Vapor, as you wait next for you, is going to be handing out either the cable bag or the strap bag. You just let us know.
All right, Marcos, my safety tether is attached to the aft D-ring extender and gate closed slider lock black on black. I'll be working on Vapors.
Copy.
And first out of the airlock is NASA astronaut Anne McClain. This is the 3rd spacewalk of her career. She's again wearing the spacesuit with the red stripes. Next up will be Nicole Ayers, her first spacewalk today. She'll be wearing the unmarked spacesuit. First order of business for our spacewalkers today will be to...
Right, UV2, safety tether anchor is on the forward forward airlock D-ring. Gate closed, slider locked, black on black.
Copy. And you can give Vapor a go to release her waist tether from the airlock D-ring extender when it's applicable, and then next will be to receive the bag from Vapor.
Okay. So Vapor, you can do your waist tether anytime you want. You have a good tether path. Okay, copy that. I've got the cable bag. I see it. Out, ready for you. I'm coming into a good position to grab it here. Okay, 1 by 1.
First order of business for McClain and Ayers will be to get the 8-foot-long strut bag out of the airlock, as well as the tool bag that will be utilized during today's spacewalk. They'll then translate to the port side of the International Space Station, heading to the work site of the modification kit structure, or mod kit.
Okay, so we're going to cable back first. Copy. All right, standby 1, I'm about to grab it with my BRT RET. Okay. All right, my BRT RET is on the cable bag. You are good to release the airlock, large, small. I have my BRT on that as well. Okay, the airlock RET is released. Copy. So this for translation, and then Mayhem to help you with ED3.
And Vapor, you'll put that RET on the airlock D-ring extender.
Marcus, I threw it on the airlock D-ring to leave the extender free. That works.
Copy that. That works. Thanks.
And if you're just joining us, we are now 12 minutes into the 275th spacewalk outside the International Space Station.
I kind of need back up toward you a little bit. Okay.
Today's spacewalk began at 8:05 a.m. Central. NASA astronaut Anne McClain is outside of the airlock. She's wearing the spacesuit with the red stripes. Nicole Ayers is working to get out of the airlock as well. She'll be wearing the unmarked spacesuit today. The goal of today's spacewalk is to complete a modification kit build and installation on the International Space Station ahead of upcoming solar array upgrades, as well as relocate a common communications for visiting vehicles antenna, otherwise known as C2V2.
And then it kind of got pulled aft. Okay, I do have a hand on it. I'm not ready to it, so not ready to let's go. And to help it, pull on it here.
At this time, McClain and Ayers are working to remove the strut bag from the crew lock, as well as the tool bag that will be utilized during today's spacewalk.
So if you just stabilize it, I can get my RET on it. Okay. Okay, I have a RET on it. Okay. We'll release the airlock RET. Okay. Okay, the airlock RET is released, and Marcus, I'm just going to let that send back to the handrail.
Copy that, Vapor.
You should just need one on the way in. Vapor. Right. So I'm going to position myself around to the aft and give you the forward to mount.
The strut bag that McClain and Ayers are working to get out of the airlock is about 8 feet long.
Okay.
And it contains the pieces of the modification kit that will be assembled during today's spacewalk.
DSC is back in the pouch. Both are good. Copy. I think you're clear to egress. Got the forward side.
And those are good words. And Anne, if you have a free hand, it looks like your HECA was turned off, so if you can turn it back on for us, we'd appreciate it.
Okay, it's back on. Green light.
Copy. And after you've egressed vapor, next will be to put that strut bag on your BRT, and I'll have more words for you.
And now out of the hatch is NASA astronaut Nicole Ayers. Again, today is her first spacewalk, and this is the third for NASA astronaut Ann McClain in the suit with the red stripes.
And everything get situated before we hand off.
And a vapor question for you, whether or not you wanted to do the translation adaptation with or without the strut bag.
I feel like I did a lot of translation adaptation in my airlock, but
Yeah, whatever you feel comfortable is for you.
Copy. Everybody's okay with that, yeah.
Copy that. Then you can continue with the strut bag. Tape towards your head.
All right, you can kind of GCA me because I can't totally see the handrail. Okay, so the is towards my head. Tape it a little bit.
We'll get your ret to the non-taped end of the handrail stanchion vapor. And now move it, hold it right there. Okay, we're good. Yep. My ret is on the non-taped end, the handrail. Okay, you have a ret on it? I do. Okay, before you pull it your way, I'm going to take my ret off. Copy. Okay, my ret's off. Back on my end of yes. All right, how can I help you get this situated here? My BRT on it now. T is on it. Basically, the end that's by my feet is up towards me. I get mine back where it was. Up there, I'm going to put this adjustable on my spinning workstation.
And now out of the airlock is also that strut bag, that long 8-foot long strut bag that has the pieces of the modification kit that will be assembled and installed during today's spacewalk. And we are getting a view from NASA astronaut Ann McClain's helmet camera here.
Okay. We're done.
Good job, the both of you. And Vapor will have you turn your HEC on. And we'll go with buddy checks after.
Hey.
With the strut bag and the tool bag out of the airlock, McClain and Ayers will now work to translate to the port side of the space station.
I can see your spacer handles down. I can see your HEC light. I've got your HEC light, and I've got 3 tabs up. To your left, spacer handle is down. Now to your left just a little bit, right spacer handle is down, so both spacer handles are down. And your tools and tethers look clean to me. Let me have your camera real quick. Have a tether that...
And can you confirm that both of Vapor's safer handles are down?
Yes, her safer handles are down.
Copy that. We'll get a baseline HAP check from the both of you.
And my hat for EV1 is dry. Can you lean forward a little bit? My hat is dry as well for EV2. All right, back on. Nicely done.
Copy that. Nicely done. We can close the thermal cover now, and as that's being closed, I'll read 2 cautions before you start translating. Vapor for you with a strut bag on, we're going to limit your translation speed, so think very slow, 0.7 feet per second. And then just as a reminder, you've got the tusk cables on phase 1, and nadir and zenith, where the cedar rails are.
Copy.
It's 2 minutes until TDRS handover and also KU handover, so we'll lose video for 16 minutes.
1 copy. Thermal covers closed.
Copy, thermal covers closed. We can start translating port for the both of you. Vapor, you are going to lead. First step is going to be green hook drop off.
Okay, good work.
And with the thermal cover now closed, both McLean and Ayers will work to translate to the port side of the International Space Station, which is the work site of the modification kit structure for today. You also heard the duo perform what is called buddy checks. This is essentially a check to make sure everything on their spacesuit is working and looking as expected. These will take place throughout the spacewalk and include looking at gloves, looking at the helmet absorption pad, as well as making sure that their safer is in the proper configuration.
Copy.
We are approaching a period of time where we will not have visual of the crew during a longer handover period. It will last about 16 minutes. However, we will be able to communicate with them still during this handover period. These handover periods are expected and occur due to handover between satellites.
On the speed of right.
And can we have you pause for a second, take a look back at the airlock and see if the thermal cover is still on? We believe it may have popped open.
It's pop open.
Copy that. If you don't mind going back to close it, we'd appreciate it.
On the cedar rail transiting port.
And before the loss of signal, the team on the ground did notice that the thermal cover had opened back up, so McLean is going to translate back over to the airlock to ensure that that thermal cover is closed.
Thermal cover is back closed.
Copy, yeah, appreciate it. And Vapor, as you approach the FHRC, your green hook is going to be handrail 3651. It is the nadir one.
Nadir handrail at the FHRC. Can I climb back up to see the spur?
Copy, Ann.
EV1's on phase 1.
Copy, Ann. You'll continue port to your green hook location. It'll be the Zenith handrail 3652.
Copy. Vapor bag's looking good. It's big, I will say that much. But it's a large bag. Yes, it is.
And if you're just joining us today, we are in the midst of a spacewalk. We are now 28 minutes into today's spacewalk to complete a modification kit installation on the 2A location of the International Space Station shown there on your screen. Previously, we have installed other International Space Station rollout solar arrays, or IROSAs, on the other locations that you see. At this time, NASA astronauts Anne McClain and Nicole Ayers, who are doing their third and first spacewalk respectively, are translating to the 2A location, where they will begin to build the modification kit and attach it to that location that you see on your screen. And you may recall that over the past couple of years, we've continued to work to upgrade the power channels on the space station. Today's mounting bracket installation on 2A sets us up to have that array installed at a later date. The current solar arrays are functioning well, but have begun to show signs of degradation as expected, as they were designed for a 15-year service life. And this year we are celebrating 25 years of continuous human presence on board the International Space Station. Once the new solar arrays are positioned in front of the other arrays, the current arrays, the station's total available power will increase from 160 kilowatts to a maximum of 215 kilowatts.
Copy, Vapor. Handrail 3651 to Nader 1.
Additionally, during today's spacewalk, McClain and Ayers will work to relocate a common communications for visiting vehicle antenna, or C2V2, 1.5 feet over, to provide better redundancy for visiting spacecraft at the International Space Station.
My green hook is on 3651.
Copy, Vapor. Once that's complete, you'll continue port to the work site. Just make sure your gauntlets are in place prior to crossing the Sarge.
Gauntlets are in place.
Copy vapor, and then 2 cautions at the work site. Do not touch the radiator or the flex hoses, and do not translate on that PVR base handrail. And
I'm at 3652 and working on the green hook.
we copy, and thanks. And the vapor, you're going to be going nadir at the Sarge to your work site, and you will be fair leading along the inboard non-radiator corner of the IEA before dropping the strut bag.
At this time, McLean and Ayers are continuing to translate to the port side of the International Space Station, heading to the work site of the modification kit structure for today. Once they are at that location, they will secure their 2 bags, the tool bag and the 8-foot-long strut bag, and begin the installation activity. Ayers will start the modification activity by removing the strut out of the bag and assembling what is called an upper triangle consisting of several pieces. It consists of 2 struts and a mounting bracket. Ayers will then hand that assembled triangle to McLean, who will install it on the mass canister of the Beta Gimbal Assembly, or BGA. The duo will be utilizing the pistol grip tool, or PGT, to secure it to the Beta Gimbal Assembly.
The method Sarge Gutless is still down.
Say again for ground IV.
Choose up the Sarge Gutless still down. And G1's got green hook on 3652.
Copy, and just ensure that your gauntlets are down, and do not touch the radiator, flex hoses, or the base handrail.
G1 copy. Gauntlets are down.
Copy, gauntlets. Next for you then, Ann, is continue to translate port to the work site. You're going to be stowing the cable bag and putting the IROSA cable just external to the bag. No fair lead required.
EV1 copy. Visiting aft on the IEA.
Copy. And as a reminder, you'll fair lead there at that inboard corner vapor, and then you'll proceed with the strut bag drop-off.
And I'm at the Sarge. Gauntlets are in place.
Copy, and you'll go nadir to your worksite.
Nadir. I'm looking at handrail 5136. I tried to put a and you'll have to take a look at it when you get there. Make sure it's not in your way. Okay. Sounds good.
And Vapor, I guess a copy, you are dropping the strut bag. Looks like you already started with one handrail. We can give the other ones if you need it. Just make sure that the handrail is towards the center of the IEA. The tape is towards the mass canister and that it's flush with the outboard edge of the IEA.
Okay, copy that. If I did view on your safety tether, Vapor, that's a good spot. I'll make sure I don't tag it down with a bag. Okay.
And Ann, so next for you is stowing the cable bag. I've got handrails if you need them, and then tending the AROSA cables external to the bag.
Okay.
And the Vapor, once you're complete, you'll open the strut bag, secure the straps, and let us know we can get started.
See that?
And in Vapor, 2 minutes until a TDRS handover.
Do you want copies? Copy. I've got the bag tagged down at 5126 and 5136 on the last one.
Copy that, Vapor. Vapor, after opening the bag, you will retrieve the mounting bracket and the right upper strap.
All right, I have one corner of the cable bag on 5117.
Copy.
And if I verified your tether is still free.
$40 seconds until a TDRS handover, and once you're complete putting the AROSA cables outside of the bag, you're translating starboard to the feeder cart.
Copy. Is that bag going? Okay, I just cinched down the tie downs just to hold it a little bit better. Okay. I'm just getting a second tie down here on the cable bed.
And in Vapor, we're back with you. And we have your HECA views.
Awesome. I have a second corner of the cable bag on 5109. Get the cables out here. And again, Vapor, your tether is free. Happy. The bag open, I'm going for 8 upper stretch.
Copy, and after the cables are outside the bag, you'll translate starboard to pick up your green hook prior to going to the starboard seat of cart.
See. All right, cables are out. And Vapor, I think that our original plan, these will reach over there. Okay, you need it.
And we are getting some views now on our screen of some of those cables that NASA astronaut Anne McClain is working to remove ahead of the build of the modification kit this morning. We are 43 minutes into today's spacewalk, which began officially at 8:05 a.m. Central Time. Today is the 275th spacewalk in support of space station maintenance, assembly, and upgrades.
And we are not receiving your HECA stream. Do you mind pressing the HECA button again?
Sure. Let me know if you see it.
Copy.
All right, Vapor, I'm going to go on a little walk. I'll see you shortly. All right, have fun.
And we copy, and you'll translate starboard, pick up green hook.
Copy and work. Okay, so I've got the right upper strut out. 13 and 14. And my gauntlets are in place, Marco.
Copy, and appreciate that. And just remember the tusk cables on phase 1. Copy, Vapor, you've got the mounting bracket and the right upper strut. Make sure that the EV3 PGT is available for you, and you're going to be aligning the right upper strut with the mounting bracket.
Is nearby?
And Vapor, there should be a groove on the mounting bracket where the alignment tab is going into, and then on the side of the mounting bracket, you'll have black lines to let you know that you're aligned.
And this view of NASA astronaut Nicole Ayers' helmet cam as she works to prepare and assemble the strut to the mass canister. The upper triangle consists of 2 struts and a mounting bracket. Ayers will use the pistol grip tool, or PGT, to secure these pieces together before installing it onto the mod kit structure.
EV1 is at the green hook. Gonna work on picking mine up.
Copy, Ann. After you'll go to the starboard cedar cart to pick up the bundle. It's WIF 1. It's inboard and nadir, down and right.
Okay, thank you. Marcus, I have for EBC, got 4 turns on M13 and M14.
Copy, good turns, M13, M14. Next, you'll grab your PGT and I'll have settings when you're ready.
The next bolt is 17.
And a good view inside of the bag there with the remaining pieces that will be assembled today.
You can actually continue and retrieve the left upper strut. It's a Velcro's straps 1 and 2.
That's it. All right, EV1 has my green hook, and I'm going to continue translation.
All right, we copy and starboard cedar cart, WIF 1.
While AIRS is working on assembly of the modification kit, NASA astronaut Anne McLean is translating to pick up an APFR, or articulating portable foot restraint, that will be utilized during later portions of today's spacewalk to help secure the assembled triangle to the modification kit.
And Vapor, with that left upper strut, you are going to align it with the center pad. And you'll check that the pin lanyard is free of the clevis before we do PGT ops.
The pin lanyard is clear of the clevis.
And we have your heck of view again. Sorry, I didn't tell you.
All good. Welcome back. Just passing the seat of spur. Vapor, I watched your tether all the way in. It looks great. Thank you.
And we copy.
passing the Fort Cedar Cart.
And if you're just joining us this morning, we are approaching the 1 hour mark of today's spacewalk with NASA astronauts Anne McClain, who is serving as EV1 wearing a spacesuit with red stripes, as well as NASA astronaut Nicole Ayers, who you see a helmet view on your screen there as she works to use the pistol grip tool to assemble the upper triangle.
And looking for WIF 1, bottom right, inboardinator.
Today's spacewalk is the third for McClain and the first for Ayers.
Yeah, hand start on my weapons. And Valentina's give me a little time on the workspace.
The goal of today's spacewalk is to install a modification kit in preparation for ongoing solar array upgrades to the International Space Station and relocate a communications antenna for visiting spacecraft to the orbiting lab.
A WIF extender and an APFR.
That is the one, and you're going to put that on your BRT. Once that's complete, you'll head starboard, but first you'll do the brake release.
Copy.
And vapor, from your HECA view, it looks like there may be a ret that is situated in a way that it's making it difficult to hold the upper triangle in place. So a recommendation is for you to lock the ret if you think it's necessary.
And on the screen here now, we see views of both NASA astronaut Anne McClain and Nicole Ayers' helmet cameras. Ayers is continuing to, on the right of your screen, is continuing to assemble the upper triangle portion of the modification kit. Meanwhile, NASA astronaut Anne McClain on the left of your screen is working to translate to a CETA cart, where she will install the articulating portable foot restraint that she picked up previously.
Copy that, Anne.
Do you have a BRT ret on it?
And getting a good view now as Nicole Ayers works to assemble that upper triangle, you can really see it start to take shape. The upper triangle does consist of 2 struts and a mounting bracket. Once McClain joins Ayers, Ayers will hand that upper triangle to McClain, who will install it on the mass canister of the Beta Gimbly Assembly, or BGA structure.
Say again, vapor.
So EVT goes 2 turns started on the inside.
Vapor, we heard 2 turns started on M17. Looks like you have your PGT settings are Bravo 1, clockwise 2.
And Mark, I set Golf on the pitch on the WIF-X.
Copy, Golf on the WIF-X. Appreciate that. Copy, Golf on the WIF-X. Appreciate that. And again, Ann, once that's complete, you'll be headed back to your work site. Green hook, but first CETA brakes.
Copy. On my EV, the good sounded or EV test, 41.7.
And Vapor, can you say again, you're coming in kind of broken?
Got a good cal test on the PG 41.2 volts. A good LED test. I've got Bravo 1 1, clockwise 2, set.
Copy, good Cal, Bravo 1, clockwise 2. Looking for an additional 5 to 7 turns. You'll drive M17 to torque.
Marcus, I have 2 good pumps on the port seat of turret. Direction starboard.
Copy that, and next will be the port seat of cart.
And AIRS is using the pistol grip tool, or PGT, essentially a space drill, to help assemble that upper triangle we discussed.
Marcus, for EVT, that was 6 turns. Got a green light. 11.9 on this. Back under the MT.
Copy, Vapor. If you can confirm that the black line is flush.
Vapor, black line is flush.
And Vapor, that is a good M17. You can release the rep from the right upper strut.
I have 2 good full pumps on the port seat of cart because you know what they say, pumps a day keeps the murr away.
Oh, we agree with that statement. Good job. And next will be to continue translating port to your green hook location, just nadir of the FHRC. Same place as previous.
Okay, copy. I'm going to pause here and get this APFR in a little bit of a different config. Just wanting to jump around a little more than I expected.
And we copy.
And this is a view of NASA astronaut Anne McClain. She is serving as EV1 during her 3rd spacewalk today, as you can tell by the spacesuit she's wearing with the red stripes. She is working to readjust the APFR, or articulating portable foot restraint.
And Vapor, just catching up with
Come
you.
back out your way, Vapor.
She will utilize this to help install the upper triangle that AIRS is building as we speak. McClain will need to use the APFR to help install the upper triangle on the mass canister of the beta gimbal assembly.
To the center pad grounding block.
I will do that now.
Copy. After the pip pin, I'll have instructions for MLI, so just let me know once that's done.
And I'm going back by the seat of spur.
Copy, Ann.
And as we get this pan of the International Space Station truss structure, you're getting a good view of the handrails, which is what the crew utilizes when they translate or move from one location of the International Space Station to the other.
Marcus, the pin is installed.
Copy, Vapor. Can you verify that the pip pin for the right upper strut is still installed?
Yes.
Sweet. And then you can install the left upper strut MLI on the center pad covering the L2 clevis as well as the right upper strut MOI.
All right, Marcus, I am back at 3652. Work on the green hook again.
Copy, and after that you'll be continuing starboard to your work site to install the bundle.
In this view of Nicole Ayers' helmet cam of the upper triangle, she has been in the process of installing multi-layer insulation or MLI around the upper triangle. It's that white fabric material that you do see.
How many turns you started on M15?
4.
Copy, that's good turns on M15. We'll work on M16. I've got PGT settings when you're ready. Bravo 3 clockwise 2 on EV3 PGT.
I've got Bravo 3. Clockwise 2.
Copy, you're going to be driving M16 to torque. Expect 24 to 25 turns, and we'll get the black line flush call.
Yeah, it works. Green hook, EV1 on 3652.
And I copied your last, and just ensure that your gauntlets are down prior to crossing the Sarge.
We will do.
McLean is continuing her translation or movement over to where NASA astronaut Nicole Ayers is. Once there, she will assist her in finishing up the build of the upper triangle portion before they work together to install it on the mass canister.
We're going for EDC M16, about 22.5 turns. Green light for the torque. And the black line is flush.
And Vapor, can you say those numbers again for us, please?
22 and a half, 22.5 turns, 0.8 on the torque. Right, black line flush. For EV1, my gauntlets are in place. I'm approaching the Sarge.
And Vapor, we're talking here on the ground real quick, and copy your gauntlets are down. You're proceeding to the work site. Just note you've got the radiator and the PVR handrail. Do not touch, and you'll be dropping off the bundle on with
25. 20, actually.
And we are approaching a day pass here, as you can tell on your screen as it is getting brighter.
Slowly. We're just having a hard time reading you. It's coming in a little broken.
The International Space Station is currently flying 262 statute miles over the North Pacific Ocean off the coast of Alaska.
And we're discussing Vapor. And a Vapor, we're expecting 24 turns. We got about 22 and a half, so we'd like you to hit M16 one more time to torque.
And a really great view here of NASA astronaut Anne McClain as well as NASA astronaut Nicole Ayers. Ayers is on the left and building that triangle. McClain is on the right in the spacesuit with the red stripes, and you can see the articulating portable foot restraint that she brought over to assist in the build.
Looks like we're going to get kind of close together, so let me know if I'm in your way. Okay. That's for easy. Out 18.3 light, and that was no turn.
Copy, no additional turns. We'll discuss. And for you, look like it's in work with 25. The clocking is 6. You already have the pitch at Gulf, so expect the handrail to be facing towards the IEA.
Copy. I'm stopping at 5145 to get a rich man's fare lead in.
And we copy in. Thanks.
Go CDQ for your essay, the PD during count is 22.98. That's my basic.
In the Vapor, we're going to proceed driving M15 to torque. So expect an additional 20 turns. It is Bravo 3 clockwise 2.
Okay. I have Bravo 3 clockwise 2 set and 15 on 5.
Copy.
If you're just joining us this morning, you're looking at a live view of 2 NASA astronauts outside the International Space Station performing a spacewalk. On your left of your screen is NASA astronaut Nicole Ayers completing her very first spacewalk today. On the right of your screen is NASA astronaut Anne McClain with a spacesuit in red stripes on her third spacewalk. The primary tasks for the spacewalkers today is to install a support bracket called a modification kit, which will prepare the site for future installation and deployment of the fourth of 6 new International Space Station rollout solar arrays, or IROSAs. Additionally, the duo will relocate a communications antenna called the Common Communications for Visiting Vehicles, or C2V2 antenna, to ensure better redundancy in communication with visiting spacecraft to the International Space Station. And this view of McClain and Ayers helmet cams showing them at their respective work sites. McClain is working to translate or move over to where Ayers is at to continue to help with the triangle build as well as install it to the mass canister. And through McClain's helmet camera on the left of your screen, you do see The Earth, as the International Space Station, flies 262 statute miles
M15
overhead.
again to torque. Same settings, Bravo 3 clockwise 2.
Bravo 3 clockwise 2, looking M15 again. Goes for M1515. Had a green light already up, but I had a green light with 18.4 on the torque and no additional turns.
Copy, no additional turns, Vapor, we're discussing. And Vapor, just give us a minute, we're checking. And Vapor, we have a troubleshooting step for you. Can you look at the interface of the struts and just make sure that nothing is caught in between, no MLI, and that it is flush? Now, Vapor, good news. We are calling both of those bolts, M15 and M16, good. We will proceed. We'll have you release the ret from the left upper strut.
Okay. See, good bolts and all right, Marcos, I have 6 set on the whiff extender, good pull and twist test. Got a golf on the pitch and a 5 on the extension. And I've got 12 Tango Tango Fox 12 on the APFR.
And we copy, and I may have missed it, but can you confirm that the pitch knob of the APFR can be depressed?
I will go do that now.
And this view from Air's helmet camera as she works to continue the build of the upper triangle.
Because the ret is off of the left upper strut. Got the MLI over the
And Vapor, I think I heard you say that you released the ret from the left upper strut.
And this view from Ann McLean's helmet camera, we're getting a really breathtaking view of Earth. The International Space Station just flew over Grants Pass, Oregon. It's flying 261 statute miles overhead.
and I've got PGT settings for you, which should be Bravo 3 clockwise 2, so no change. Let me know when you're ready, and I'll give you more words.
Okay, I'm ready for your words.
Are you going to be driving M13 and M14 to torque, and we expect an additional 20 turns.
M13, M14 to torque.
And for both Ann and Vapor,
the pitch knob can be depressed.
Copy Ann, pitch knob can be depressed. It's about 1 minute and 40 seconds till Tidra's handover.
Copy. And I've got Bravo 3 clockwise 2 set.
Copy Bravo 3 clockwise 2, drive M13 and M14 to torque.
Torque.
And then, Ann, for you, looks like you're setting up the APFR, and if that's complete, you can
Confirmed.
assist Vapor as needed. We might have some more words for you.
Copy. How's it going, Vapor?
And we are seeing that upper triangle that NASA astronaut Nicole Ayers has been working to build. She's wrapping up that task as we speak.
Are you still with us?
I am with you. Say again.
M13 was 8 additional turns. The green light, an 8.3, 8.3. And these black lines, flush.
Vapor, I heard torque 18.3, turns 18, green light, black line flush for M13.
And we are in a brief handover period between our satellites, but we'll regain views here shortly. The team here in Mission Control Houston is being led by Flight Director Diana Trujillo today. You see a view of her there on your screen, as well as the ground IV NASA astronaut Marcos Barrios. Barrios is interfacing with Ayers and McLean during today's spacewalk. We're now 1 hour and 20 minutes into the spacewalk today.
Ann and Vapor, we're back with you. Vapor, for M13, we copied 18.3 on the torque, 18 turns and a green light. And Vapor, that's a turn short, but we're going to press to M14. So you can drive M14. It should be an additional 20 turns.
Okay, copy that. I've got Bravo 3, twice 2 set for M14.
Copy. And once we pick back up with you, I think I heard you say you're going to be working the ROSA cable?
Negative. Vapor went to grab those. I can assist where you need it, Vapor.
And we copy. Thanks.
Stand by 1 second. I got for M14, I've got 18 additional turns, 1/8, 8.4 for the actual torque and green light. The black line is flush.
18.4 on torque, 18 turns, green light, black line is flush.
I've rebased this off the whiff extender. Sure. Yeah, I got the other end of the AET right here. I can take it. I've already read it to it. Okay.
And a vapor, we are assessing, that's also turn short. And just in the meantime, we're trying to figure out good and bad times when we have comm with you. And so that last call was good comms. And so we don't know if when you rotate your head, the mic might get snagged with anything inside the helmet or the airflow. But we'll tell you when we have good comms just so you can gauge what position that is.
Yeah, that sounds good. While you guys discuss the bolts, I'm going to pick up the cable.
Copy. And Vapor, those are good bolts for M13 and M14. So next for you is to just tend the EV3 PGT back to the strut bag unless you are moving it to the WIFX.
And the PGT and torque wrench are on an AET to the WIFX already. Sorry about that. Was calling. I think that when she's doing the bolt. And while I have you, Marcos, I'm redoing my glove check. It has no changes, and the one spot has had no changes to it. And my hat is dry.
Copy, good glove and hat check for you, and we copy that you've already transferred the EV3 PGT and torque wrench to the WIFX. So next will be to copy the ROSA cable.
Okay, and Vapor is grabbing those right now.
After the completion of the upper triangle build by AIRS, she's now working to remove some of the cables that will be installed. You see her on the left of your screen there, gathering those cables.
I come this triangle back to her first.
And a bit of a better view there of those cables, specifically from AIRS helmet cam.
Cables on the mounting bracket, there's an oval cutout that has a adjustable free hook, and that's going to go on the D-ring on the adjustable that's on your cable.
Copy that.
These cables will be routed on the rollout, so will be routed for future installation for the rollout solar array.
The cables are on the adjustable, that's on the oval. Okay.
Copy, Vapor, and if you can, you can get.
And we were just getting a view of the solar arrays that the IROSA will eventually be placed over, so we'll stand by and potentially get another good look of that solar array location.
And Vapor, there should be one pre-installed wire tie per bundle that you can attach to the mounting bracket.
That's in order.
And there we are getting a bit of context there of the solar arrays that are currently installed on board the International Space Station. The ISS rollout solar arrays are quite a bit smaller, but will actually provide more power for the orbiting laboratory once fully installed.
And
Today's spacewalk is occurring on the P4 truss of the International Space Station.
Yeah, it just moved. I'm going to put my safety tether, or waist tether rather, somewhere else so it doesn't do that again.
Once the modification kit is wrapped up and installed, the duo will translate to the P3 truss to complete the relocation of the Common Communication for Visiting Vehicles antenna, or C2V2 antenna, to ensure better redundancy for visiting spacecraft to the International Space Station.
Thing.
And you do see there in the center of your screen NASA astronaut Anne McClain. She is at the location where the triangle and mounting bracket that has been built will be installed. That's the mass canister of the Beta Gimbal Assembly, or BGA structure.
For EDQ while I'm working, or while Anne's working the.
And a bit of a better view there of NASA astronaut Anne McClain in the spacesuit with the red stripes, working to get into the articulating portable foot restraint, or APFR. That will help her as she works with Airs to install the triangle on the mass canister of that Beta Gimbal assembly.
Hand the upper triangle to Anne, and we'll have more words for you with cautions before we proceed.
Yeah, and before you just verify my feet, please. Yeah, let me get into a better spot here where I can see.
And Anne, let us know when you have ingress. We have some more words for enhanced glove check.
Okay, and I'm just having vapor verify my feet. I believe I'm in. Yeah, they both look from touch to your left heel, but your right heel is in. I'm sorry? Your left heel is touch to see, but your right heel is in. And I'm sorry, one more time on the left heel. Touch to see? Oh, touch to see. I see. Okay.
All right, and good job ingressing the APFR. Just make sure that the ingress 8 is tucked in towards you so it doesn't get in the way with the upper triangle. And once that's complete, let me know and I'll have words.
Yes, definitely. It's tucked right now, but don't hesitate to remind me over and over again. That thing has a way of moving around.
Copy, will do. So, Anne, for you, so right now what we would like you to do on your gloves, we'd like you to take your right glove palm up. We want you to flex your right index finger away, so overextend it, and provide that view to us via the HECA camera.
Okay, let me know, is that a good view in the HECA?
That is a good view at the HECA.
Okay, and you can see the spot. Now I can see it even when I'm not moving it. When I was in the airlock, it was only when I was moving it, but there's flex down, flex back.
Copy, and if you can maybe bring it closer to the HECA camera. It's a good relative position, just closer.
How's that?
That's a good view.
And teams here on the ground taking another look at Anne McLean's glove following a report of a slice in her right index finger prior to exiting the airlock. The team on the ground.
Copy, Anne. We appreciate that view. We're good with that glove inspection. We do ask that you perform the same type of inspection every time you do your glove check, but you do not need to show us on the HECA. You can just perform it yourself.
Understand. Thanks. I'll let you know if there's any changes.
Copy that.
Okay, Vapor.
And the team on the ground reports that the glove is looking good. McLean is in the articulating portable foot restraint and will receive the triangle from errors next.
Very slow, so slower than when you were translating with a strut bag on the BGA. Avoid cyclic loading on the mass canister in BGA. Max lateral loads is 40 pounds. And do not impart any forces into the mod kit struts before they're fully installed.
Give me one copy.
All right, next, Vapor, you can present the left or non-tethered end of the upper triangle to Anne.
So let me know. I can't really see for the plane off here. Yeah, just 1 second. I'm getting my workstation. Okay, out of the way here. Walk up. Okay. Go up about another 12 inches, I think. I have a hand on it. Okay. All right. This isn't small, is it?
And Ayers has handed the upper triangle to McLean following her build of it.
Installing the center pad on the mass canister, arrow up.
McLean will now install it on the mass canister of the Beta Gimbal Assembly or BGA structure.
Your mini workstation tabs, and for soft engagement left to right, which is what you're doing. And once that's complete, you can rotate the upper triangle so it's neutral and you have access to the bolts. And Vapor, since the EV3 PGT and torque wrench is already on the AET, we can have you go to the right saw bracket and get a visual alignment of the bearing. And just as an FYI, we've got that RET series from the bag to the mounting bracket that we want to keep eyes on as you go away and to the strut bag.
Yep. Center pad is soft dock. I'm going for my PGT, I believe. 2 turns on each.
It'll be alpha 2 clockwise 2 and is exactly.
And this view of Anne McLean's helmet camera as she positions the upper triangle on the Beta Gimbal Assembly.
All right, for the Fairchild fasteners.
If you're just tuning in with us this morning, we are 1 hour and 35 minutes into the 275th spacewalk in support of space station maintenance, assembly, and upgrades. This morning, the spacewalking duo, which consists of NASA astronaut Anne McLean and Nicole Ayers, worked to build the upper triangle portion that you do see on your screen there that is going to be installed on the mass canister of the Beta Gimbal Assembly. The primary tasks for our spacewalkers today is to install this support bracket, which we call a modification kit, in anticipation of future solar array upgrades of the International Space Station rollout solar arrays. The duo will also work to relocate a communications antenna called the Common Communications for Visiting Vehicles, or C2V2 antenna, to ensure better redundancy in communication with visiting spacecraft to the space station.
So you have a go to continue.
Yeah, that's helpful. Okay.
Alpha 2 clockwise 2, and it's exactly 2 turns on all those bolts.
Alpha 2 clockwise 2, 2 turns. So for EV2, the right stop bearing looks pretty thin. So it's at and parallel with.
And we copy Vapor, and just for your SA, that last comm is in and out.
Marcus, I have Alpha 2 clockwise 2 set, and for 2 turns on each.
Good words. And Vapor, we are now waiting for the center pad install before proceeding.
See that? 2 turns on M6 and M5, and for 2 turns on M8.
Copy, good turns on 5 and 6.
McLean now using the PGT or pistol grip tool to install the upper triangle to the mass canister.
Settings on the WIFX and the APFR.
I have 2 turns on 6 or 8 and 5. Especially top back out. I don't think it was all the way in to get those 2 turns again.
And we concur, and thanks.
Yeah, I believe 6 now has 2 turns.
And copy, Ann, we're following.
All right, 7 has 2 turns. I believe now it's torquing Alpha 2 clockwise 2.
Alpha 2 clockwise 2, M5 through 8 to torque. Expect an additional 3 to 8 turns.
Copy, and there's no order, right?
Order does not matter.
Copy. Starting with M6. M6 got 5 turns, 3.6 torque green light.
And Ann, we're checking. Give us 20 seconds.
Okay.
That's a good M6. You can proceed, Ann.
Copy, good M6. Marcos, I have 3.7 torque green light and 5 turns on M5.
That is a good M5. Proceed.
Copy, good M5. Going with M8. Vapors 4.5 turns on N8, green light, 3.6 torque.
It's a good N8.
Copy. Last golden work. Okay, got exactly 4 turns on N7, 3.8 torque, green light.
And that's a good M7, and we'll have you check that the center pad MLI and the pit pins, 2 of them are still installed.
Copy, in work. All right, I see 2 pit pins in. Good job on the MLI. Vapors nice and tight.
And with those 4 bolts being driven by NASA astronaut Anne McClain on the mass canister, the next steps will be to install the left and right lower and upper struts to continue to attach the triangle to the mass canister.
And if you agree, I think it's
And that's a good upper triangle install. And yep, you're going to get out of the APFR, and you will be changing the WIFX and APFR settings. First, WIFX is going to be shortened to an extension of 1.
Copy. It's again. There's no workout at the gym that prepares you for that twist.
We are now 1 hour and 44 minutes into today's spacewalk. The crew is about 10 minutes ahead of the timeline. The upper triangle has successfully been installed to the beta gimbal assemble.
We got on 3.
And for the both of you, just be aware that you still have that ret going from the bag to the mounting bracket.
The crew will now proceed with the installation of the right lower strut and right mid strut on the right side of the mass canister before doing the same on the left side.
And just for your awareness, we turned your HECA off.
Copy, HECA off.
Looks like you're working the extension of 1. Just verify that the ingress 8 is clear of the upper triangle after that reduction in height.
Ingress 8 is clear. Now it's clear.
Copy, thanks, Ann. And then we're looking for a pitch of Papa Papa and a roll of Charlie for the APFR.
Copy. 6 is at 1. Remind me, is the yaw still 6? Or 12, rather?
The yaw should still be 12, correct.
Okay. Right, so 12, Papa Papa, Charlie, 12.
Good words.
There's Charlie, 12. You can see the...
And this view from Nicole Ayer's helmet camera as she works to get the right lower strut out of the bag.
Papa Papa.
There is a right lower strut and a right mid strut which will be attached on the right side of the mass canister to further secure the upper triangle that has previously been installed.
Yes, yes. Yep, that's it. That was blind. All right, Alpha Papa is set on the pitch on the APSR, and the button can be depressed.
Copy, those are good settings. And in Vapor, appreciate that. And next for you is going to be a socket swap. You're going to swap to the 5/8 by 2 inch, which is in your trash bag.
Copy that.
And then Vapor, we are going to wait until Ann does that socket swap. She's going to ingress the APFR, and then we're going to verify access to certain locations on the mounting bracket before proceeding with the mid-strut and lower strut handoff.
Copy. And Marcos, if it's okay, I'm going to get in the APSR and then do the socket swap while I have two hands.
Sounds like a great plan, and just another reminder on the ingress 8 and the upper triangle.
Copy that. So for an update on the gloves, I've got a red smudge on my right index finger. It looks like the shirt marks from at the bag. And I've got several other black smudges on the tips of several fingers.
And Vapor, I think I heard you have several smudges, black smudges, on your gloves that you think came from the strut bag. Is that accurate?
Mostly black and one red.
One black and one red. All right, we'll discuss you on the ground.
Marcus, it's several black smudges, not just one.
Copy, several black smudges, and if you don't mind, if you can, one hand at a time, just put it over your heka. And that's a good view, Vapor. We see the red one, and we also see kind of two black on your right ring finger. And Vapor, appreciate those views. We are good to press it. We're being told that it's not uncommon to get smudges at the IEA. We'll keep you updated.
After that, thank you. You were just to the right of the two loop. Like you might have yadded a little bit. Okay.
And Vapor, just as a reminder for you, we're just waiting on the ingress and socket swap, but if you have the bandwidth, you can help Ann with the ingress.
Copy. Work. There we go. The ret series is clear.
And
did you say you think it yawed? I think it did, yeah.
And Ann, we're seeing that your MET rates are high, so we would like you to take a break. We'll let you know for how long.
Okay. Not surprised. And the yaw's the same. Now it's back at 12. Right? Yeah, it's at 12. Okay.
And Vapor looks like you're already doing it, but while Ann's taking a break, you can redo the APFR settings. So if you need those, I'll let you know.
Copy. I think the APFR is set correctly. I think so too.
Disregard.
Now approaching the 2-hour mark of today's spacewalk. NASA astronauts Nicole Ayers and Ann McClain are working to install the right lower strut and right mid strut on the right side of the mass canister. Ayers has completed the build of the upper triangle and McClain installed it following her build.
And Ann, we're going to hold you still for approximately 5 minutes. We'll let you know.
I understand 5 minutes. Is there anything useful I can do during that time?
I think that's Vapor.
Pictures, whatever minimizes your movement.
Copy and
Smile,
understand.
yeah. Laugh.
Back. So take in the views.
Ann McClain getting the opportunity to enjoy the views for a minute, as well as take some photos. The International Space Station is currently flying 272 statute miles off the southern tip of Africa.
Ann and Vapor, we have a couple recommendations for you for the APFR ingress for you two to work together. The first one is to, Ann, lock out your safety tether in case that is creating moments and pulling you over. The second is for vapor to, at a minimum, get eyes to guide you in and or physically be there to support if you need it.
Okay. Does that mean that we have a green light to go?
I'll give you how much time remaining here in 10 seconds.
Copy.
And just like that, 5 minutes are up. You have a go to continue. So next up, ingress to APFR.
NASA astronaut Anne McClain now going to work to get back into the APFR, or articulating portable foot restraint, there in the center of your screen.
2 minutes until TDRS handover. And Anne and vapor for your awareness.
That must have rolled because it's back in the center.
Anne and vapor, it's a minute and 20 seconds until TDRS handover, but we'll also have a KU handover, so we're going to lose all video for approximately 30 minutes.
Copy. Tethers look clear on my legs. Apron. Yep.
And before this handover, for the both of you, we'd like vapor to come over and help out with the APFR ingress. We'll get you on the other side.
Your left foot to the right a little bit. Your right foot is in the middle. Move your right foot to the right a little bit. You able to hear me fairly clearly? You come in a little broken. It kind of like takes a minute for your voice to break. Okay. I'll try yelling.
And we are in a handover period between our satellites. The team here in Mission Control Houston today is being led by Flight Director Deanna Trujillo. We are now 2 hours into today's spacewalk, the 275th in support of space station maintenance, repairs, and upgrades.
Right foot in.